Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back. It's Paula here with Paula's Imperfect Plans. Welcome to Planmas Day 5. It is Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. So I am doing a, I guess it's not an unboxing because it is clearly unboxed. I don't have the patience to wait to get on film to open things when I get them in the mail, but I got this yesterday. This is my Plans by Just Scribble Weekly Duo. It is a size B6, which was the only one this layout came in. This is my first time getting a Plans by Just Scribble. I've seen them. I've watched other people use them. They look fantastic, you know, all of that stuff. What brought me in here, even after I had, so I've got like my A6 Wonderland 222, and then I have a another like setup that I'm trying for kind of like my everyday everything planner. But the Weekly Duo got me, and so I ordered it. It, you know, obviously wasn't in my plan originally to have something else. Oh shoot. I left the card in the freebie. I think I stuck that into my A6 and it's upstairs on my kitchen table. So it didn't get lost. But anyway, it came with 2 freebie stickers, and then it's got like a little, like a card or whatever. People were right. This cover I've seen, my Dandelion Diaries, and I just saw one the other day with somebody who did this and talked about the cover. It almost, it feels kind of like cloth, like material, and so I just cleaned the wick and my candle, and I think that might be what that little black spot is there. So definitely, if that's something that's overly concerning to you, it's a beautiful cover, beautiful material, but will definitely, you know, easily get dirty, if you will. And so I've also heard that there's some concern about stickers sticking to them, so I'll have to work a little bit on that. I'm not going to put the stickers on yet because I have a clear cover coming for it from Nisha Fernando Designs, but I just thought I would do like an initial walkthrough of this for anyone who hasn't seen it, since I saw it and got interested and decided to order it, and then it was out of stock, so I had to wait till the Black Friday very brief restock, which I like set an alarm because I was like, I don't know how many that means, what restock, you know, how many that means. So I set an alarm and I placed my order at like 12:01 a.m. on Black Friday just to make sure that I got a copy, because I did want to try it. So I don't actually know. But anyway, I've been searching YouTube just to see videos of how people are using it. And so I'm going to flip through this because there's not a lot of them out there yet, as this is a new product. And then I might, as I talk through this, it might also be rambly, kind of my thoughts on how I'm going to use it. So it has this kind of cloth-like cover, but it does feel like it's probably pretty sturdy, but just the material of this, I would say it's going to get easily stuff on it, not easily wipeable. Okay, and then we got this kind of cardstock page, not as heavy as some other cardstocks, but I'm imagining it's pretty comparable, or, you know, what she uses in her other planners, so that feels great. And then the one with my plans, and then there's a my key section here, and that, you know, page that sort of sticks funny in every planner at the beginning. And I don't know, so she used, I don't recall, you'd have to like go and actually look at a reputable source, but I feel like she has whatever paper she uses in the plans, and then I think she tried that, like the Cosmo Air Light or whatever paper in some of the layouts. I don't remember what paper this is what I'm saying. And I've not had her planners before to know if it's one that she typically uses or if it's the one that she's trying new. It feels certainly thicker than, like right now I'm in the Wonderland 222. It feels thicker than that. It's smooth. Like, it feels great. I'm interested to see what it's like when I start writing on it. So you have your 2026 year at a glance, your 2027 here with some lines down below to allow you to pre-plan for the first 6 months of 2027. Hopefully by the point you're needing to plan in July of 27, we're maybe already in there. Then we have this Calendex page, is what a lot of people call it. I like this, very minimal layout. It's got the spaces in between here. You've got a space at the bottom, space at the top, along with the numbers for each month. So very like Hobonichi-esque as far as just the general, or like cousin, as far as the general layout. And then the same thing for July through December. And then we have annual goals and 8 spaces here. And this I'm actually really excited about because I was sort of putting, you know, I was kind of halfway following Moxie Life's goal system. Not very well, mind you, but that's what I was doing. And so I was making spreads for that in my other planner. So this actually has a space to like address that, right? An actual specific goals spread. So that's cool. Then we have an entirely blank page, right? And then we have a Q1 kind of overview, 3 boxes, and then a whole lot of grid space. And then we have a spot for Q1 goals. So if you have your annual goals and then you're breaking them down into what specifically in the specific areas we're working on in Q1, then we have our tracking for, you know, so we moved into the Q1 section. So we have January, February, and March. There is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 specific spaces to track things. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you know, lines that, or, you know, grid lines, rows that you could use under that to add more things. Okay, then after the March section, these are just, it's a, you know, there's a space here, and then there's a section of just gridded paper. And then we go into the Q1 spreads that are very much like the Wonderland 222, which I'm a big fan of. So it's got the small calendar on this side, and then it's got, you know, just Q1, but a separate space for each month over here to be used as you please. This page is grid, and then we go into like our monthly dashboard. So the three whatever, right? Like if depending on your focus, right? It could be top priorities, focuses for the month. I have 3 kids. This could very much be a box for each of my kids for highlights, for things for them for the month, whatever that looks like. And then just a lot of gridded area here. The monthly spread. I did want to see, are there any months here with, oh, it's a little bit smaller. The month that had the sixth row, it gives it a full box, not a split one, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines are in a normal box and only 5 in the smaller boxes. So they are there, which I appreciate. A full box, right? Even if it's not a full, but it's a separate box, I guess is the word I was looking for. So just really simple days of the week across the top. It is a Monday start. You have your sidebar area over here and a notes area on the bottom. You've got your weeks labeled. The weeks, is it the weeks for the month or the weeks for the year? The weeks for the year. So, because in February it goes to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So that's that. Then you get 2 blank, not blank, but blank grid pages. So nothing else other than the grid. Don't know the millimeter grid. That's not really my jam. Then we get into our week. So first is the horizontal weeks. So we have the sort of, almost like a Hobonichi layout on the side, right? We've got the horizontal that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows of grid in each of those days, Monday through Sunday again, and then a whole column here of grid, not dot grid, but grid. And then on this side, it's got a box for focus, a box for priorities with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, the 5 lines plus the bottom line. This, you know, lighter lines here, and then a little like a checkbox. Let me get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 26, it looks like, if I counted correctly. And then we have a habit tracker down here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces. And then just kind of a blank, like could be a to-do list and a check off with seven spots. Dot grid here if I didn't say that. So my thought process for this, I'm not a horizontal planner in as far as, well, let's flip here. So then the next page, we're still in week 1. We have the, so we do all of our month stuff, and then we go in, and this is Monday, December 29th through January the 4th. In the horizontal layout, and then you flip, and it's Monday through 29th through January the 24th. So it's just 2 weeks in a row. The horizontal and then the vertical, and then we go on to the next week. Horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical. Okay, the same week. So I am an hourly planner. As much as I try to do other things, this is just how my brain functions. I am an hourly planner, so I appreciate this. It starts early, 5 a.m., which honestly, I get up at 5 a.m. I don't usually have a lot to put on my calendar for that day, but I mean, there are some days where I might need to, right? Like if I'm taking my mom to appointments at Mayo, or if I am, if we're going on vacation, or if there's a thing that I do for work where we go down to the State House and meet with representatives to educate them on what we do. And when we would do that in the morning, we would leave super early if it was, obviously it's a 3-hour drive. So there are times when I do need that 5 o'clock time frame. Not often, but I appreciate it being there. Officially 3 grid spaces above the 5 o'clock line. The columns, see, like, this is the kind of stuff that I'm bad at. And I totally appreciate that other people aren't, because I go and check other people's stuff for things like this. But let's see here. We've got, because I'm in the United States, we have, so that's in 1.25 inches. What is between 1. Half of 25 is 12.5. 1.125 inches, inch columns. And I guess that's, well, to be fair, that's not totally accurate, because that's from one to the next. And technically, I don't know if you can see it, there's a really light line. So technically the Thursday ends just a little bit over there, right? There's that little gap, but you can do with that what you will. It's got the sidebar here. Each page is numbered, I think, starting all the way at the beginning, right? Yep. So if you are an indexing person, this is your nameplate page. After that, starting with the week year at a glance, it is numbered. Okay. And so that's what our week looks like here. And it goes all the way till 11 p.m. 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. So not a 24-hour timeline like the cousin, but would be relatable to, what we see in maybe the Sterling Ink or even the Wonderland 222 A5s, I think, are probably labeled up to 11-ish or something late like that, midnight. So my thought process, this is what's going to have my schedule, right? This is where all my plans, my whatever, blah, blah, blah. The main things. But the other things that I put in my planner, and the reason that I've gone for, like, the Wonderland 222 style or Hobonichi or Sterling Ink is because I like the daily, I need my to-do list, right? And the most effective way to do that is, in my opinion, for how I like my stuff, is that in a daily page with an all-in-one. But as I was looking at this, it gets so big by the end of the year. And I was going to say I don't necessarily need a page per day, which isn't true. I use a page per day, but with my planner hopping, then sometimes it leaves sections of things not used, which again, that's a me problem. It's a me thing. But as I was looking at this with the extra weekly, I was wondering if I could avoid needing a daily page, if I could use the second weekly, the horizontal section of the week, as my list. Because that's the main thing that I put on a daily page. If it gives me a timeline, I used to time block on my dailies. I don't do that so much anymore. I would for the purposes of having it there to review, but I don't need it. So I thought to myself, if I can do all the hourly things that I need, this is what I need for a weekly layout. It's perfect. I absolutely adore it. I was wondering if I could make this work for the rest of the stuff, right? Which is really to-do list. And I can have not only my to-do list, so I'm like, for a week, if I, don't write too big, if we're being reasonable, I have all of this room for a to-do list. I have this room for a to-do list. I have this room for a to-do list. I have this room for a to-do list. And I have this priorities list I can put here. Focus, I could put to-dos under there. And if necessary, I could put day-specific to-dos or errands in the, the horizontal section. I can also do meal planning in here. I could put in YouTube videos. Like, I think I'll have more than enough room by having the second weekly spread that I can put what I would typically put on a daily, which is mainly a to-do list, and I can put that in my weeklies. And I'm really excited about that possibility. And so that's my thought process. I don't have it all, I don't have a whole thing yet of what's going to go where, but I wanted to do the flipping through here before I started writing. Because, yesterday I got it and I was like, must write now. Okay, no, I don't need to write in it right now. But that's just kind of what I'm thinking. And I'm also not sure, I have my Wonderland 222 A6 all set up. I'm using it because it started in December. And so it's there and it's working and it's great. And so I'm trying to decide, am I going to use both, right? Is that going to be what I'm going to throw in my purse? And this is going to be, everything else that's at home, at work, whatever. you know, do I need to duplicate, I guess is what I mean. Because I do tracking in the Wonderland 222 for like daily habits. I put my YouTube videos in there. You know, do I need to have all the same tracking and keeping track of, or is it going to be separate things? I got to figure out just how I'm going to use this, if I'm going to duplicate information and then decide what works best and then use that primarily. But that is just kind of where I'm at as far as that goes. So then we go in, this is week 2, and here it says on the, I guess on the, it says the month. So the first month, January, in week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. Okay, then we do a January recap. So that's the, you know, the first page of the month looks like this, where the box is at the top and the grid at the bottom. For the end of the month, the recap, we've got all the grid at the top and then the 3 boxes at the bottom. Moving on to the next month dashboard page, monthly, blank dot grid, and then we move into the weekly spreads for that month. And so that just kind of goes on. Oh, I should look. We got to go through the quarter though. Okay. So then we get to March. We go through March. March also has that 6 months, right? So a little bit smaller box for the 6th week. When we get to the end of March, we have our March recap. And then we have a quarter 1 recap, which this is the first time we're seeing this. Obviously, we had the quarter 1 setup way back here before we set up for the month of January. We had quarter 1. Actually, I think the quarter was even before the tracking. Yeah, quarter 1. Quarter 1, goals, tracking, and then we got into the month. So this is quarter 1 recap. Whatever that looks like for you, or nothing at all, or just like memories of quarter 1. Shoot, it doesn't have to be anything else. Blank page. So before the quarter dashboards, it is just entirely blank. There's no grid on it at all, I don't think. Okay, quarter 2. So then that will just repeat. We get to the end of the year. And so like it's, I mean, people, oof, there are people talking about laying flat. Like it's laying like this, right? Like it's not entirely flat, but it's pretty lay flat. Like I'm not having any issues, but I'm also not super picky about that. So some people are, and that's okay. Everybody has a thing. I have things that other people are like, Paula, that doesn't matter. I'm like, totally matters. Absolutely 100% matters. Okay, so we get to the end of December. We have a December recap, a quarter 4 recap. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 spreads. So that's side by side, and then plus this guy here, last page, and then it says the end on another of the same kind of paper. And then the same thing here with kind of the one that attaches funny, and it says, don't forget to just scribble, which is how she always ends her videos, which is cool. Another cardstock page. Again, not as heavy cardstock as a lot of the planners that I've seen, but it's definitely, you know, heavier paper cardstock. And then the end of the book, designed by Just Scribble, with its foiling. And I'm like, shame on me. Is that gold foiling? It's not rose gold, is it? I don't actually know the answer to that. On the spine, it says 2026. And then on the front, it says the 2026 Weekly Duo and plans. And then it says designed by Just Scribble on the back. Uh-oh, what did I do here? That might just be part of the book. Okay, so if we're looking at thickness here, about right about 3/4 inch. Like, and again, I'm holding it together, so that's, you know, or 2 centimeters, a little under 2 centimeters. So it's thick, right? I hear it's thick. They talk about like a, whatever. So Anisha Fernando Designs cover is supposed to fit on it. I'll try that on for you when it gets here. I didn't have my B6 cover out. Shoot. I have a B6 Moterm, so it might end up in there. That depends if I can put it in there with the plastic or with the vinyl cover on it. But I just, like I said, I got it yesterday, and with it being, you know, Planmas, trying to get something out every day, I just wanted to put this out and do the walkthrough because I've been so excited to see the planner since I decided it was something that I was getting. I'm really excited to get into it and see everything that I'm able to do with it. So thank you guys all so much for watching. Let me know if you have this planner, if you've had a planner from Just Scribble before, your thoughts on, you know, the paper and the quality in general. If you have this planner coming, if you have this planner and are using it, I would love to hear how you're using it, or like link me to your, you know, a video if you've made one of you using it. I would love to see it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.